We are studying chapter number 4, which is effects of electric current in science 1. Today, we will study about the heating effect of electric current. We will need our textbooks, we will need our notebooks, we will need our pens and pencils. You will have to annotate in the textbook. You will have to write in the notebooks. So confirm that you are ready. This is what we studied in the last class. We did a recap of the last year's chapter. Last year's chapter was current electricity, and we called it electric current. We also looked at what is there in this year's chapter, and we realized that we have two main things in this year's chapters. In this year's chapter, one is heating effect, another one is the magnetic effect. So always remember this. So when we say effects of electric current, we are not going to read many things, but mainly we will study about heating effect and magnetic effect. What we will study about heating effect will be very less, and it is very simple. What we will study about the magnetic effect of the electric current is much more, and we will also study the consequences of the magnetic effect. So although we are going to study only two effects of electric current, in for all practical purposes, there will be many more effects. We will realize it when we study. But for now, for today, let us remember that we are going to study two effects of electric current. Then we looked at the maths that is for this chapter. We realized that there is nothing new. The maths that is required for this chapter, we already studied last year. The maths is about energy and power. Energy and power with respect to electricity. So we can say electrical energy and electrical power. This is what we studied. So the maths that we revised from last year, it can be summarized in just two lines. One line is for electrical energy, another one for electrical power. When we are talking about electrical energy, energy can also be measured in terms of work done. And that is why in general, we use the alphabet W to represent energy also. Some people will use E for energy. Some people will also use H for energy. We will see that today, don't worry. But it means the same thing. What we need to remember now is work done or energy consumed can be calculated especially for electrical energy, can be calculated as potential difference multiplied by the current, multiplied by the charge. It can also be calculated as the product of potential difference, current, and time. It can also be calculated as the product of square of the current, resistance, and time. It can also be calculated as square of the potential difference divided by resistance multiplied by time. Remember, the general convention is when we usually in this chapter, when we will use small t, it will refer to time. When we will use capital T, it will refer to temperature. This will be more crucial. This will be much more crucial when we study the next chapter, which is heat. Because in heat, we will have both time and temperature. So let us be careful. T for time, T for temperature. So let us consistently use small t for time and capital T for temperature. Electrical power. Power is how fast work is done. So it is work done divided by time. Because of that, VQ becomes VQ by T. VIT becomes VI. I square RT becomes I square R. And V square by R into T becomes V square by R. There is no T here, only in this. And this T is also time. This is what we will study today. We will look at the mathematics once again, just to do a quick, very quick recap. And we will focus on the units of measurement of electrical power and electrical energy. And then we will complete one effect of electric current that we need to understand for this year, for this chapter, which is heating effect of electrical current. Heating effect of electrical current. UOM is the short form for unit of measurement. Unit of measurement का मतलब है हम किसी भी चीज को जब नापते हैं, whether it is time, money, whether it is length, volume, area, उसको हम किससे नापते हैं. स्केल की बात नहीं कर रहा हूं. अगर हम डिस्टेंस नापते हैं तो हम मीटर, सेंटीमीटर, किलोमीटर की बात करते हैं. If you are measuring the volume, then we talk about liters, centimeter cube, meter cube. If you are measuring the mass, then we say gram, kilogram. That is what is unit of measurement. अगर आप, if I ask you कि बेटा आपको घर से आपका घर स्कूल से कितनी दूर है? Some of you tell me, sir, 15 minutes. That's a wrong unit of measurement. If the question is about distance, then the answer should be in meters, kilometers. So when you say 15 minutes, that is a measurement of time, not the distance. अगर कोई जल्दी चलेगा, दौड़ेगा, तो कम टाइम लगेगा. Right? Speed is measured in meters per second, kilometers per hour. Similarly, let us once again look at how we are measuring, or what unit of measurement we are using to measure power. Tell me, do you remember what is the unit of measurement of power? The SI unit, the standard international unit. You know this already. You can speak, you can type. Thank you, Chan. Correct answer. Thank you, Prachi. Thank you, Khadija. Generally, and the standard international unit of power is watt. W-A-T-T. The symbol that is used for watt is W. So, for example, whenever if you see something like this, 10 watt, right? 10 W, it means 10 watt power. And this power, 10 watt, is what? It is 10 joules per second, because it is work done by time taken. This work is measured in joules. This time is measured in seconds. But this watt is a very small unit. The amount of power and the speed at which we use the energy is so large that many times we use another unit also. And that is what Prachi said when she said kilowatt. Kilo, whenever you come across kilo, it will mean 1000. It's the standard meaning. So a kilowatt becomes 1000 watt. It is also written as small k, capital W, kilowatt. Small k, capital W. It is not capital K, capital W. It is not capital K, small w. This is wrong. This is also wrong. The only correct way to write this is small k, capital W. The second important physical quantity that we are dealing with in this chapter is electrical energy. Energy, we are also saying that energy can be also measured by looking at how much work is done. So I told you that it is represented by the letter W. because energy starts with an E. We will also see that at places we will represent it by capital E. And we said this energy work done equals to, in case of mechanical energy, force displacement cos theta. But in terms of electrical energy, again W, this is not the watt wala W, this is the quantity W, work done, energy, equals to VQ equals to VIT equals to I square RT equals to V square by R into T. And whatever form of energy it may be, mechanical, heat, sound, light, whatever, energy, work done, the standard unit of measurement is what? What is that? Tell me. It starts with a J.
Joule.
Joule is correct. And the symbol for this is capital J, not small j, capital J. So if you see somewhere like this, it means 10 joules of energy. 10 joules of energy. Remember, power, we say, is work done by time taken. From here, we can say that work done or the energy consumed equals to power into time. Simple algebra. We are moving the T from right hand side to left hand side. Now, if this is our definition of work done or energy, then with respect to this definition, our unit of measurement of work done will be power के लिए watt, time के लिए second. Watt second. Watt second is also a unit of energy. It is just like the joule. It is the joule. Remember when we on the previous slide, when we were looking at the unit of power, and this W and this W, they are not same. This W is watt, this W is work, energy. On the previous slide, we said the amount of energy, the amount of power that we use is too much to be measured by only watt. So generally what we say is we use kilowatt. So now if instead of watt we use kilowatt, then the unit of measurement of power will become kilowatt second. This is also a very small unit of measurement. So watt we are converting into kilowatt. Similarly, we convert, instead of using seconds for time, we use hours, H. And this unit, kilowatt hour, is the unit that is measured, that is used to measure the units of energy that we consume in our houses, in a factory, in an industry, because this is a bigger unit, much bigger unit, kilowatt hour. We have studied this last time. We also studied that 1 kilowatt hour equals to some joules, Apologies for this bad handwriting on the screen. Some joules. What I want you to do now is look at page number, this answer, how many joules, is somewhere on page number 49. Page number 49 of the textbook. Find out how much it is. 1 kilowatt hour is how much, how many joules. Correct answer. Prachi, correct answer. Is somewhere on page number 49. If you remember what we studied last year, or if you come prepared to the class, you would know that in the textbook it is very clearly written. It is 3.6 into 10 to the power 6 joules. Correct, Chand, Karthik? Correct. 1 kilowatt hour equals to 3.6 into 10 to the power 6 joules. We can actually make this calculation. किलो की जगह हम 1000 मल्टीप्लाई करेंगे, है ना, किलोवाट की जगह. आवर्स को सेकंड में कन्वर्ट करने के लिए, तो एवरी आवर हैज 60 minutes, every minute has 60 seconds. So when we do this calculation or multiply this, then we will get this in scientific notation. So if you look at your electricity bill, हमारे घर का जो electricity bill आता है, again we did this last year. If you see, तो उसमें watt नहीं लिखा होगा, उसमें joules नहीं लिखा होगा, उसमें लिखा होगा units. And 1 unit is equal to 1 kilowatt hour. And every unit has a fixed cost, fixed price. पहले 100 units का एक दाम होगा, उसके बाद वाले 100 units का एक दूसरा रेट होगा. And everything, all the costs are added and the final bill is prepared. This is how we do it. So remember this, 1 kilowatt hour equals to 3.6 into 10 to the power 6 joules. If you have understood what kilowatt hour is, if you have understood why we need to use it, why we use it, you can answer this question, which is from the exercise, question number 7, part D. It says, in practice, the unit kilowatt hour is used for the measurement of electrical energy rather than joule. Joule use नहीं किया जाता, kilowatt hour use किया जाता है. And we have to give scientific reason. That means we have to explain, we have to tell why this is done. Why don't we use joule? Again, joule symbol would be capital J. Kilowatt hour is kilowatt hour. The question is simple. Why? Why do we use kilowatt hour and not joule? But remember, for any scientific purpose, for studies, for understanding energy and all, for scientific papers, standard unit is joule. But for practical purposes, that is what it is, practice. In real life, we don't use joule, but we use kilowatt hour. Write the answer in the notebook. Take a picture, send it to me on WhatsApp. Waiting for your responses. We should have written, what we can write is joule. We can write joule is SI, unit of energy. Yes, it is correct. Right? Joule is SI unit of energy. But joule is a small unit. Small unit. We use much more energy. So, kilowatt hour is used. It is a big unit. That is it. Remember, we are going to study about two main effects, heating effect and magnetic effect. Right? So heating effect we will study now. Think and answer, and you can speak. How do you feel when you have to do something you don't like to do, don't want to do? How is your experience when you have to walk in a crowd, and especially walk against the crowd in the opposite direction? First two questions. Think and share. How do we feel? What happens? Okay. Shubham Yadav is saying angry. We become angry. Chand is saying, Fiza is also saying we become very angry. Chand is saying disgusting. That even if I don't want to go, then also I have to go. Yes, right? That also happens. What else happens? It's an unpleasant experience. It's not a happy experience, right? And that unpleasant experience, that unhappy experience causes stress, causes anger. Similarly, now look at what is flowing, what is moving. Tushar is saying bored, angry, awkward. Yes. Similarly, when we are making the electrons move, वो तो अच्छे से आराम से randomly खेल रहे थे. We apply a potential difference. It pushes the electrons in one particular direction from negative to positive. And when they are moving, so they are not moving in vacuum, they are moving in the conductor, in the metal. टकराएंगे. So they are also unhappy. It's not a smooth process. It is not a smooth process. And because this process is not smooth, it offers a resistance. The metal offers a resistance. जाना नहीं चाहते. जो आप कह रहे हो ना, गुस्सा आता है, अजीब लगता है, that is what is resistance. And because of that resistance, जैसे हमको गुस्सा आता है, similarly, whenever electric current passes through a conductor, it causes heat. Sometimes the heat produced is less. Sometimes the heat that is produced is more, depending on how much traffic there is. Road चौड़ा है कि road पतला है. Is it easy for the electrons to move? Then the heat produced will be less. Is it difficult for the electrons to move? Then the heat produced will be more. So it is an effect of resistance. We also know that resistance is something that is not good generally, but we use it for our own benefit. We use the resistance, we use the concept of resistance to produce heat from electricity. What is happening here? We are producing heat from electricity. What is happening here? Are we creating energy, or what is happening? What else? What is happening? We are not producing electricity. Something else is happening. बताओ क्या हो रहा है? We are converting, right? We are transforming the energy from one form to another form. And of course, the entire energy is not transformed. Only part of the energy is transformed, because part of the energy is going into moving the electrons. Part of the energy is used in increasing the temperature, producing the heat. And we see this in our daily life. We use it in our daily life. अभी तो सबके घर में we have the gas, and we use the gas for cooking. But even now, some people use heater to cook. Some people use heater to heat the room. आपने देखा होगा ना? Look at the pictures on the screen. Are you able to recognize them? This picture, which is on the left hand side, it is used to cook. And on the right hand side, it's a room heater, which is used in the winter. मुंबई में जरूरत नहीं पड़ती उसकी, मुंबई में कभी इतनी गर्मी सर्दी होती भी नहीं है. That's a room heater. One is a cooking heater, another one is a room heater. Boiler, to boil something, water. गीजर आपने यूज किया है कभी? स्विच ऑन करते हैं फिर उससे गर्म पानी आता है. Yes, no, yes, you have. So in general, that is called a boiler. So in all these equipments, we are using the electric current to produce heat. Now we have understood why it is happening. It is happening because electric current is passing through it. It is happening because electric current is not able to flow through that material without any resistance. There is a resistance, and that resistance causes the heat. There is one more electrical equipment which produces heat. It does not come to our mind very quickly, generally, but that also produces heat. And that's a light bulb. And we are not talking about the new age LED bulbs. No, not those things. पुराने टाइप के बल्ब जो फ्यूज हो जाते थे, कभी गलती से आपने भी किया होगा, स्विच ऑन होगा और लाइट बल्ब जल रहा होगा, गलती से उसको छुए होगे, कभी हुआ है? गरम लगा है ना? It's very hot. What we see is it is producing the light. What we are not able to know is it is also producing heat. Why? Because of the resistance. Electric current is passing through the material. There is a resistance and it produces heat. Very simple. This is called the heating effect. So for us to be able to produce large amount of heat, whether it is a heater or a boiler or a cooker, we need to design our material in a specific way to produce more and more heat. Generally, these two forms are used. One is both in general English, both are called coils. How does it start? When you look at a wire is straight. This is a wire. Now you take the wire and wind it around a pencil. You will have this. This is called a coil. In English, this is called a coil. This is where it is, coil. Now when you take the coil and bend it, so another coil. When we are studying these shapes, when we are studying heating effect of electric current, we have specific names for these. In English, both can be called as coils. That is correct. But there is a slight difference between these two. You see, in this one, first one, the wire is wound only once. So this is called a solenoid. This is called a solenoid. And when the solenoid itself is wound again, it is called a coiled coil. So one is coil, another one is coiled coil. Usko ek baar fir se humne kar diya. And see how this is so similar to another molecule, another thing that we have studied in science 2. What does it remind you of, this structure? It is spiral. Sorry? DNA. Yes. It's DNA. DNA. DNA is also spiral. RNA is also spiral. Right? We use this. And again, why do we use it? Only one reason. We need to produce maximum amount of heat. कम से कम जगह में. अगर हम मान लो हमारे पास इतनी जगह है कॉइल को लगाने के लिए. Now, if we put the wire straight, then we can only use this much of wire. But if we bend the wire, if we coil the wire, now see how much metal we are able to pack in the same space. अगर ज्यादा कंडक्टर आएगा, अगर ज्यादा मटेरियल आएगा तो हीट भी ज्यादा होगा. सिंपल डिजाइन, नो रॉकेट साइंस कि कैसे कम से कम जगह पे ज्यादा से ज्यादा हम हीट प्रोड्यूस करेंगे. Coil and coiled coil, solenoid and coiled coil. Once we have figured out a very efficient design of how the material should be, the second question is, what material should we use? What material should we? How do we choose which material? We need more heat. More heat will be produced if the resistance is more. That is it. We find a material which has high resistance. We find a material which has high resistivity. Very simple. Sometimes we use elements directly. For example, we use tungsten in light bulbs. Tungsten. The symbol here is W. The chemical formula, the chemical symbol for the element tungsten is W. It is not the work. It is not the watt. It is W for tungsten, because the scientific name for this is wolfram. Tungsten in an electric bulb. But in a heater, in a cooker, we don't use tungsten. We use something else. And that something else generally is an alloy. And this alloy, again, if you remember from last year, alloy is a mixture of metals. Mixture of metals. And one of the common alloys that is used to make the coils of heater and cooker is nichrome. NiChrome. Can you guess and tell me what elements or what metals may be used to form this alloy, nichrome? While you try answer that question, Rahul beta, tungsten is a metal. It's an element. Guess, tell me, what are the constituents of the alloy nichrome? Khadija said nichrome, Ni, so nickel. Chromium, nickel and chromium. So this is an alloy of nickel and chromium. Now you tell me, so this is okay, this is very easy. We need high resistivity to produce more heat. What else do we need? What other properties do we need in these materials which we want to use in a light bulb or in a coil of a heater? What other properties these should have? So one obvious property that we need in these materials is they should have high resistivity, high resistance. They should conduct electricity, yes, but they should also offer high resistance so that it produces heat. At the same time, we don't want that metal to melt, break. So we need those materials which are strong, which have high melting point, which have high resistivity, and they can conduct electricity. Those are the type of metals that we are looking for to produce heat using electricity. Examples, nichrome for heater and cooker. Example, tungsten for light bulb. बल्ब अगर कभी फ्यूज हुआ हो, कोई पुराना बल्ब हो, तो उसको तोड़ कर भी आप देख सकते हो, उसका फिलामेंट दैट इज मेड अप ऑफ टंगस्टन इतना पतला होता है कि उंगली से ही टूट जाएगा, बट सो मच इलेक्ट्रिसिटी पासेस थ्रू इट, कुछ नहीं होता. It looks very flimsy, but it is not. It's very strong. It has a very high melting point. When it gets heated, वो heat होकर उसका कलर भी बदल जाता है, उससे लाइट भी आने लगता है, but it doesn't melt. Now very easy. If you have understood what we just studied, we can answer question number 7, part A. Tungsten metal, Rahul, it's a metal, is used to make a solenoid type coil in an electric bulb. Why is it used? Answer it in the notebook, take a picture, send. If you are finding it difficult to send it on the WhatsApp, type it in the chat. But I'm telling you, there are two parts to this answer. One relates to the coil. Another relates to the metal, tungsten. Right? One relates to the shape, the construction, and the second relates to the material. There are two parts to this answer. Please share. As we said, there are two parts to this question. One is about the material, why tungsten? And the second one is about coil, why this shape? Right? So our answer has to include reasons for these two things. Right? So in an electric bulb, we need a metal which has high melting point, which is strong, and which is a good conductor, or which high resistivity and is a conductor. So we use tungsten. Tungsten has high melting point, it is strong, it has high resistivity, and it is a conductor. It is strong, so we are able to make a very thin filament out of it. Then, why coil? Why a coil? We need a coil. We need as much metal, or as much metal as possible, or as much conductor as possible in small length or short length. This is another requirement. Because of that, we have a coil. अगर हम straight रखते तो metal कम होता. When we use a coil, then we have more metal. Simple answer. Another question, and this very similar to the previous question. In the electrical equipment producing heat, for example, iron, जिससे कपड़ा इस्त्री होता है, उसके अंदर भी एक coil होता है. Electric heater, boiler, toaster, जिसमें कि bread toast होता है. And alloys such as nichrome is used, not pure metals. Not pure metals. आप ये भी पूछ सकते हो कि sir, why don't we use tungsten in all this? We can use tungsten. Tungsten is very rare. Tungsten is very costly. If we start using tungsten in everywhere, then all our equipments will be very costly. So we don't. We use nichrome. But why not pure metals? Now this question has only one part, I think, and it is about the material. Quickly answer in the chat. These metals are very good conductors. they are good conductors. If they are good conductors, then their resistance and their resistivity will be low. If the resistance and resistivity is low, that means the heat that they will produce, that will also be low. We need something with high R and rho. At the same time, we need something which is strong, which has high melting point. And so we use alloy of nickel and chromium, which is nichrome. तो दोनों लिखना पड़ेगा हमको आंसर में कि मेटल्स में क्या प्रॉब्लम है. मेटल्स में प्रॉब्लम ये है that they are good conductors. They will not be able to produce much heat. So to produce more heat, we have to have a material that is both a conductor and has high resistivity, high resistance, along with strength and high melting point. It's the same answer. Tungsten क्यों use होता है bulb में, nichrome क्यों use होता है in heater and boiler. We have actually covered the more scientific, rigorous, high rigor thing that we wanted to cover in this current session. Quick recap, क्या किया अभी तक हमने? We looked at units of measurement for electrical energy and electrical power. Then we understood the heating effect of electrical current. We understood why that is happening. We understood how we are using it. We focused on the structure, construction of the coil. We focused on the material, the properties that are required in the material that we will use for heating. Okay. Last thing that we will look at in this session is something that we have already studied last year, that whenever we are talking about electricity, electric current, we need to be very careful. Not just कि हमको shock लगेगा. Even if we are well protected, even then, if we don't use electricity properly, if we don't use electricity safely, then we may have problems. We have already discussed about these problems last year. The problems can be looked at from two basic perspectives. One is damage to the wire. You have seen every wire, inside there is a metal, but outside there is a plastic coating. Yes or no? Yes. So what part of the wire is conducting the electricity? Is it the wire, the metal inside, or the plastic coating outside? It is the metal inside. Then why do we have the plastic coating outside? Remember the words conductor, insulator. So the plastic which is outside is insulator. The metal which is inside is the conductor. So why do we have a plastic coating around the metal wire? Safety, for our safety. How? क्या होगा? अगर if we don't have that plastic coating, then what may happen? Yes, हमको shock लग सकता है. Yes, that is one thing. हमको shock लग सकता है. That is one thing. And the other thing is कि if the wires are not insulated from each other. Remember, again, this thing we studied last year, that the wiring that we have at home, there are three wires generally, right? One is called live. Another one is called neutral. And the third one is called ground. Commonly, people call the live as positive, the neutral as negative, and ground as earth. Now we have to separate the live and neutral wires. If they are connected, if they get connected, the electricity will flow just through the wires. It will not pass through the electrical equipment. If it passes through the electrical equipment, there is some resistance and it will be fine. लेकिन अगर ये तार जुड़ जाएंगे, then a large amount of current will pass. If a large amount of current will pass, and remember, this is not tungsten, this is not nichrome, this is pure metal, copper. Heat will be produced. That heat will melt the wire. That heat may also cause fire. This is called short circuit. Circuit short हो गया. Circuit में the electric current was supposed to pass through the equipment. Now it is directly flowing from positive to negative, from live to neutral. So this is one problem, damage to the wiring. चूहा काट देता है कभी. हम जब उसको वायरिंग करते हैं, हमने ठीक से टेप नहीं लगाया होता है. Many problems. Second thing is high load. Think and tell, the amount of electricity that you use, is it the same during a day, 24 hours a day? Is it constant? Is it same? Or it keeps changing from 1 hour to another hour, from one time to another time? Is it same or does it change? It keeps changing. When we are awake, when we are doing our work, then we use more electricity. When we are sleeping, then we use less electricity. right? That's one. Number two, the use of electricity also depends on our climate. If it is summer, we use more electricity. Fan chalta hai, AC chalta hai, not just in our homes, in offices also. Now, when we have more use of electricity, that means we are using more current. If more current is flowing through the wire, that means more heat is being produced. If more heat is being produced, that also will melt the wire. That also may cause the short circuit. That also may cause a fire. Right? This is short circuit. And this is a problem in addition to कि हम बेवकूफी करेंगे, हम जाकर we touch the naked wire. Even if everything is fine, we are not touching the naked wire. If there is excess load on the circuit, if there is damage to the wiring, short circuit may happen. It may cause fire. Last year itself, we studied the solutions. In a very, very, very general sense, whenever there is a short circuit, to prevent the damage, to limit the damage, we have to break the circuit before there is a fire. Because if we break the circuit, then the current will not flow. Current will flow only when the circuit is complete. Circuit means जो पूरा connection है, अगर वो टूट गया, melt होने से पहले अगर हमने तोड़ दिया, then everything will be safe. And that is achieved by using something called as a fuse wire. On the right hand side of the screen, you see different types of fuses. Some you have seen at home, some you may not have seen at home. What does the fuse do? At a very, very generic level, if you look at it very simply, the fuse wire is thinner than the actual wiring wala wire. So what the fuse does, if by mistake we are drawing more than the current that we are supposed to draw, because this fuse wire is thinner than the other wires, this wire will melt first. पढ़ा है ना हमने? Less metal, it will heat up fast. If it heats up fast, it will melt. When it melts, circuit will break. Circuit is broken. Yes, electrical supply will stop. But again, we are saved. कहीं आग तो नहीं लगेगी. This is how a fuse wire works. And every time the wire breaks, we have to change the wire. इसीलिए there is another thing that is used, which is called miniature circuit breaker, MCB. So here there is a little bit more sophisticated engineering involved. इसमें तार टूटता नहीं है. It senses कि कितना current pass हो रहा है. And if the amount of current that we are drawing exceeds a certain limit, वो अपने आप off हो जाता है. And when that happens, हम कहते हैं ना trip हो गया. MCB has tripped. That means it has switched off. Why did it happen? There is some problem in our circuit. Somewhere we are drawing more current than what we should do. So instead of हम हड़बड़ी में जाकर उस MCB को on करेंगे, that is a wrong thing to do. Because it tripped, telling us that there is some problem. Find out where the problem is, fix it before switching me on. Okay. The advantage of MCB is बार-बार हमको इसमें we don't need to change the wire switch. It's a smart switch. It's an intelligent switch. Fuse and MCB. Diagram number, picture 11A in your exercise is a fuse. Picture 11B in your exercise, question number 11, is a miniature circuit breaker. We use both to break a circuit, to switch off the power supply. And how does it happen? In case of the fuse melts, the wire melts and the circuit is broken. In case of the MCB, it trips, it switches off the power supply. Fuse and MCB. So do read the 4 examples, solved numerical examples on page number 50 and 51, which you should have read before coming to the class. If you have not, do it before the next class and let me know if you have any doubt. So your homework, most of the work we have done in the class. So I'm going to ask you to read some pages for the next class and answer the questions that we discussed in the class properly. I will update the slide and share it with you immediately after the class. Try to complete the homework by tonight. Today is 26th of August. Latest tomorrow night, 27th of August. If you do this, if you come prepared, you will be able to understand. If you don't do this, if you don't try, you will not be able to understand. So hoping that we all be much more prepared in the next class. We will end the class now.